Hi, everyone. Kind of a fun call today. We're just going to jump right in. I'm going to share my screen. We have a back to school sale, and this is exciting. So I feel like when I first started using doTERRA, they didn't do a ton of sales. The best deals you got were buying like the LRP kits and all. And those still really are for constant, like, whatever's going on, you want to get a good deal on something, buying a kit still hands down always, when they're available, those are always good ideas. But they've been throwing in, well, and here we go. It's scrolling through here on the front page. So this is one of the cool things about going to the website. You don't have to go all the time, but this is a cute little advertisement about convention and just a sneak, not even a sneak peek, just kind of a teaser, I guess is the right word, about what is coming at convention. These are some silhouettes of the new products coming. If you don't want to sit and wait for it, then you can just click these little circles on the side. This is the back to school sale. This is what we're going to talk about. Let's see what else they're advertising though. The PB Assist. If you missed the last 3 calls, I think it was the last 3 calls in a row, but anyway, the 3 calls on the microbiome, so fascinating. They are going to share at convention even more. They're updating this product. PB stands for probiotic. There's so much more to it. In the last 10 years, even just some of the science that they have discovered or tapped into is really exciting. That's kind of what they've been sharing on those calls, just some information about, this has been one of the best-selling products for good reason. Then they introduced the PB Assist Junior. If I scoot, you might be able to see my stack. Can you see my stack of obsessed with PB Assist Junior? I think it has 2 more strains of bacteria than this. I didn't plan to do this, but let me recap this really quickly in case you missed those calls. And they have been sharing the recordings. Initially, that did not sound like that was part of the plan, and they have shared. So if you need a recording, let me know and I will get that to you. So, oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb on my computer, and it will just, let's do this really quickly. Okay. It's just going to keep dinging at us. Sorry. So 6 strains in the PB Assist plus, see the little plus sign. The more complex your product is, the better. You want a complex microbiome. It's just the same reason we have several different types of medications. Let's take antibiotics, for example. I guess antibiotic, probiotic, whatever. We'll talk about biotics. So when one's not the right fit for whatever you're battling, then you can take a different one. Same thing with PB Assist. With the probiotics, you want your gut to be complex. You want it to be ready for whatever comes at it. And anyway, I won't go too far into this, but this is where it's exciting to have 6 strains. I remember when I first learned about probiotics, all I knew was lactobacillus. No, it wasn't. It was acidophilus. Way back in the day, acidophilus, that was the first one I knew. And so that's what I took. And we were limited in the market, what we had available at the stores and all. And as people have discovered the benefits of replenishing, especially after being on an antibiotic, antibiotics wipe out everything, the good and the bad. They just go to work and just get rid of the bad, but it takes the good with it. Replenishing the probiotics in there in the gut is vital. Otherwise, you start to see over the years these things that come out that you're like, what is going on? And it's an overgrowth of yeast or an imbalance of bacteria. We think of bacteria all bad. We should go into this later. I'll recap this later. But anyway, I'm excited. So if you have PB Assist or PB Assist Junior on your LRP in the months of August or September, you will get the brand new updated PB product. I forget what they're calling it. Anyway, at the old price. So I'm assuming the price is going up. Love getting things for cheaper. So put this on your LRP, get this product. They're obviously also selling out of all of this, trying to get rid of all of it. I did it when it was BOGO. I take a ton of probiotics, just trying to help. And then in this product, you also have the prebiotics, which feed the probiotics. And then they got into postbiotics. Fascinating information. Each call, I think, was right about 20 minutes. They all were very, very good. So watch those. Okay, that was a long tangent. Sorry, I'll move on. We have the Sun line, the Sun Care line. I love that stick. And then the Ready Kit. This is about 75% sold out right now. So if you want that, get it. I got a couple. I love the products in it. It's a great, like I said, when you're buying a kit, it's a great way to get some of these products for a little bit cheaper. I can't remember the exact savings on it, but if you click on buy now, it should tell you. All right, just to keep this short and sweet, let's get in, because this is already going to take a little bit of time, but let's get into this. So when you want to know what is on sale, all of these things up to 20% off. Probably the most exciting thing here, not just the savings, but would be that we have access to the bubble diffuser. If you want a bubble diffuser, I have one right here, almost always going in my office. I have one up in my bedroom. These are so handy. I can plug it in, charge it up, and then I can just unplug it and then recharge it periodically. If you want to keep it plugged in, you can also do that. They're just so simple. They don't use any water, especially for humid environments. This is fantastic. But also if you're dealing with anybody who has issues with molds and all, the waterless diffusers, which are actually atomizers, we won't get into all of that, but they literally break it up into tiny, tiny, tiny particles, put it in the air so that we can breathe it in better. Use one of these. The only option we used to have was the Aroma Ace. And okay, also a huge fan of that one, but it's $130 and not everybody's ready to drop $130 on one diffuser. And that's okay. So then we have these that you can, place wherever you want. In fact, I stock up on these. You guys, these always sell out. So if you want one, please don't wait on this one. Just buy it. I just sold some to somebody I had on hand. I had a couple of extras and I sold them to one of my team members recently because a brand new person came on and wanted them. They just cannot keep these in stock. It just makes the cutest gift. You can save your bottle. Once it's empty, mix up your mix that you like to do. You don't have to do a single oil. Save that empty bottle. Oh, you can see it. Dang it. It just did it. And I should have shown you what it looks like. So you have two options, normal and high or off. So if I turn it to normal, can you see that? That's what it puts out. If I turn it to high, and it just comes on, I think like every 7 seconds or something. At any rate, if you want one, just buy it. If you're not sure if you want one, just buy it. Okay, so if you click on that to shop the back to school sale, here's everything on the in the sale. You can see some of these things are 10% off. Well, it looks like everything is 20% off except the bubble diffuser with the On Guard bundle. So let's look at what that cost is. I don't know if $54 is the cost. Look at that, $72 retail. I think the bubble diffusers are 25, maybe $22.50. Here you go though. Small motion activated diffuser that hibernates until, oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't come on every 7 seconds. I mixed that up with the mist. I apologize. This one is motion activated. So this is a fantastic one for a bathroom, a guest room, somewhere that you're like, I want a diffuser in there, but I don't necessarily need it running all the time and going through my oil because we just don't have people in there all the time. So this one is perfect because it's motion. So I keep it in my office. It's not running all the time. Just when I'm in here, it'll turn on, and I've got peppermint going because my office is in the basement. I don't want any spiders. So that's me. I probably should just put one in here that runs all the time, but I will say this. The bubble diffuser, I've had no issues with. The mist diffuser, there have been a couple of issues with that. I have several, and I had one that had an issue, but what happened is it was leaking, and also with the mist diffuser. And so this is why I think they don't release a bazillion of them when it comes out. I think that's why. I feel like they work out all the kinks they can, then they release it in a limited amount and then get feedback from all of that, all of those people, so that they can better it and go back to the manufacturer or whatever to make sure that one, it's well received, and two, that there aren't any issues. Some of the issues they found is you can't use very thin oils like the citrus oils unless they're mixed with something else. I used it with my Midnight Forest. It came with the Midnight Forest in that bundle, and it leaked down my wall. So luckily it was a low outlet, and they, doTERRA is great. They gave me my money back because I emailed into product support and let them know what was going on. I haven't had issues with any of my other ones, but I like that they work out those issues before they release something on a mass scale. So the bubble though, I've had zero issues. It can fit on a windowsill. Look at how little that is. Windowsill, it can fit in just a small space. It's fantastic, but has a 13-foot range and 120-degree field of view, stands inconspicuously, ready to release a favorite essential oil or blend into the air whenever someone enters the room. So, and this one, the settings, it's just a switch. You can fit a 5 mil or 15 mil on here. They actually, if you didn't know this, have the exact same neck size on them. It's sensing motion. It's just the switch on the back. That's it. And it has, for when I travel, like I'll take one of these when I travel, heading out of town this weekend. It has a little lid that comes on it. This tiny little lid. I don't know if you guys can see that. And there's a spot on the bottom to store that. So when I take this bottle off of it, like I'll turn it upside down and take the bottle, untwist it, I'll snap that lid on there. So any drops of oil or tiny little bits of oil that are in there will stay in there instead of getting all over anything. So anyway, I always love that when I don't have to like figure out a place to store a tiny little lid. Comes with the On Guard, not a bad one to be diffusing. I was just watching, I follow a couple of different pharmacists on Instagram, and one of them was saying in about 2 weeks, school just got back in about 2 weeks, I'm going to be very busy with all of you parents, mucus coming out of everywhere, this and that. All of a sudden, the exposure to different germs that kids haven't been exposed to all summer, at least not as much, plus going back indoors and being in close proximity, not out in the sun as much, not out in fresh air as much, people start to get sick. And one thing is that it builds the immune system, but also if we can get exposure without getting really sick and helping the body get over that, that's better. So diffuse that On Guard. It's such a great oil to have. Such a fantastic oil. Has the blue indicator light for normal and green indicator light for high. I just showed you that. This is, you guys, honestly, this will probably sell out first. This sale is going on, I want to say all week. So through the 27th, I believe it said. Today is the 21st. So, excuse me. Did it really say through the 27th? So then through next Sunday? Excuse me. Why can I not find the dates now? Let me go back out because I think it had it on this screen. I'm sorry, the 25th. I lied. So through Friday, that's more typical. I think they like to keep them through the weekdays when everybody's in office and they can handle any sort of issues or updates. That's the other thing, is a lot of times they'll update us when something sells out. So they will allot a certain number of things for this sale. And once those are gone, that inventory, then that sale item will be done. So I love all of the On Guard stuff here. Let me go back into this screen. I will be stocking up. I'll tell you what I stock up on. Adaptive, the stress and cortisol, gosh, that wreaks havoc on everything else in your life. If it's not in check, I take Adaptive 2 to 4 a day. That's me. I have a lot of stress in my life that I didn't realize I had. So I will be buying Adaptive. I have rollers. I have Motivate rollers. I will be buying another bubble diffuser, at least one, if not more. I don't know if it had a limit on there. If it doesn't have a limit, you guys, it's really going to sell out. Let's see. It's good for 110 square foot room. People always ask that. This economical diffuser runs up to 12 hours. So if you unplug it on battery, 12 hours. I don't see a limit. Yeah, so that's exciting for people who want to get a bunch, but snag the bubble diffuser with On Guard for a limited time while supplies last. Just if you want one, better get it. This is my warning to you. Get it. Okay, I will be buying the twin pack of the foaming hand wash. If you think about it, the exposure to On Guard, which is more selective in the bacteria that it kills, so it can leave the good bacteria while killing harmful bacteria. This is especially beneficial all the times we wash our hands. If you think about what we're using when we wash our hands, you don't want it to be something that hurts you, because we wash our hands a lot. So I will be buying On Guard hand wash. You guys, I used some of that other stuff from that really popular store for way too long before it finally clicked that if you are using items that are endocrine disruptors, that yeah, sure, my deodorant or my whatever, but golly, I wash my hands all day long over and over and over again. So that constant repeated exposure to something that's harmful creates a really bad situation. And then that constant repeated exposure to something that is healthier for us creates a beneficial situation. So there you go. On Guard sanitizing gel. Those of you who know me know I'm not a huge sanitizer fan. I don't love a ton of sanitizer. I probably won't buy anymore. I have sanitizer on hand for those emergencies, but I am a wash your hands kind of a girl. If you're able to, I say wash your hands. Get that junk off your hands. What soap does is release that bond with your skin, and it literally washes that bacteria and all off of your hands. Sanitizer kills it, but it's still on your hands. So that, for me, that's for emergencies. So I've got some, and I've got a bunch of the mist, sanitizing mist. The On Guard Protective Blend soft gels, 100%. You guys, these are great. Probably the cheapest way we can get Melissa. Fantastic antiviral. On Guard Plus, all the way. So I will be buying that. I stocked up on On Guard rollers, and Thinker is so good. It's such a good focus blend. Let me talk briefly about this. This is from the kids collection, but this is not just for kids. Just because it's released with kids in mind does not mean it's only for kids. Like I said, the PB Assist Junior I use, it has more strains of bacteria. I like the complexity. I like the delivery system. I love the xylitol for our oral health. I love Thinker because, let me show you. Let me see. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay. Thinker versus Intune. The first focus blend we got was Intune. Intune, if you guys can see this, does not have that little tab folder that says touch. Okay. It's not diluted. It's a very, very strong, and not a lot of people love this smell. Some people do. They absolutely love it, love what it does for them. They use it. Thinker is a gentler smell. So if your kids are worried about going to school and smelling really strongly of oils, Thinker is the one for them. So it's already diluted, uses very mild oils with still very strong benefits. So this is the one that I would go to first, personally, for anybody in my life. Let me tell you, this one has vetiver and peppermint. I'm wondering though which peppermint they used. I feel like in the kids ones, a lot of times they use that Japanese peppermint because it's a little bit gentler, but still all the benefits. Okay, let me see. Vetiver, peppermint, clementine, and rosemary. Perfectly combined, I can't even speak this morning, with fractionated coconut oil for sensitive skin. This is already diluted, ready to go, so easy for kids. And I love that I handed over the children's collection to my son, and I was like, here you go, have at it. Like, it's all yours. I didn't even have to stress about him using them by himself because they're already diluted. He knows not to put them in his eyes. And he can just put them on wherever. Back of the neck is a really good one for Thinker because you can see the picture on there is the brain. This is especially good for the brain. This is your focus blend, helping create a productive, focused environment. You can see the peppermint and the citrus in there. You guys, I tell you all the time, such a great blend for focus and attention. And that on the back of the neck, that's the highway to the brain. That can be super effective, getting it straight to the brain. Okay, I am not going to go too much further. Whatever it is that you want today on that sale, go ahead and get it today, especially if it's the bubble diffuser. I think the other things should be fine, but that bubble, for whatever reason, I mean, people go nuts over that and it sells out every time. I think doTERRA tries to have enough, and each time they try to have more, and yet as customers, you all just blow them away every time. So please go buy it. Go buy it if you're concerned at all. At any rate, okay. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Maybe next week we'll do a recap on the, what is today? Nope, next week we won't, because that will be, hold on. Oh, we can do a recap on the microbiome, because then the following week we'll go into September, and then we'll miss a couple of calls in September, probably just because of convention. Getting ready for that. If you have not gotten your ticket, get your ticket. You can do in person or virtual. These last couple of years have been kind of fun in person because it's been a lot smaller and a little bit more intimate. So that's kind of fun. It's always fun. We have tons of people, but also there are perks when it's a little bit smaller and more intimate. So, all right. Okay. It's 10:20. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to sign off now, but I'm excited to see you all on here. Next week, that's what we'll plan to do, recap some of the calls on the microbiome. But thank you for joining. See you next time.